The mist-covered hills of Ireland at dawn. Dew-kissed flowers sparkle in the soft light, and a gentle, magical tune plays on a flute. The scene is filled with an enchanting, otherworldly aura. In the lush, green landscapes of Celtic lands, where ancient stones whisper secrets and forests seem alive, there dwell magical beings known as fairies. Small, mystical creatures with the power to enchant and deceive. They are spirits of wonder and mischief, living in a parallel world hidden from human eyes. A group of glowing winged fairies dances in a circle around a ring of mushrooms, known as a fairy ring. Their laughter is faint but joyful, their wings iridescent as they move with grace and speed. Fairies are often depicted as tiny ethereal beings with delicate wings, capable of flying swiftly through the air. They are creatures of magic, able to cast spells, control nature, and vanish in an instant. In Celtic folklore, they are as unpredictable as they are enchanting, capable of both kindness and trickery. A young woman who wanders into the woods where a sudden mist envelops her. She stumbles upon an opening filled with glowing lights and shimmering colors as she unknowingly steps into the fairy realm. The fairies are believed to live in a realm parallel to our own, a hidden world of enchantment known as the Otherworld. Accessible only through mystical portals like fairy rings, ancient mounds, or even twilight mist. It is a place where time flows differently and reality shifts like a dream. A farmer returns to his field to find it filled with wildflowers overnight. As he looks closer, a mischievous fairy pops out of a flower, giggling before vanishing into thin air. Meanwhile, in another part of the village, a fairy causes milk to sour suddenly in a cottage kitchen, showing its unpredictable nature. Fairies were known for their mischievous pranks, from souring milk and tangling hair to leading travelers astray. But while they could be tricksters, they were also believed to bless crops, grant wishes, or protect the home, if properly appeased with small offerings of milk, bread, or honey. A young shepherd sits by a fire at night, telling tales of his encounter with a benevolent fairy who saved his flock during a storm. His face is a mix of awe and gratitude as he recounts the experience to others in the village. Human encounters with fairies were as varied as the fairies themselves. Some claimed to have been granted good fortune, while others spoke of fairy abductions, with people disappearing into the otherworld for days, only to return years later. The fairies' gifts were unpredictable, just as their tempers could be sudden and fierce. An elder woman sits by a hearth, telling children to never disturb a fairy ring or harm a hawthorn tree, believed to be sacred to the fairies. The children listen intently, wide-eyed with both fear and fascination. In Celtic tradition, respect for the fairies was essential. Ancient beliefs held that the fairies were guardians of nature, protectors of the forests, rivers, and sacred sites. To anger a fairy could bring misfortune, while to honor them could ensure a blessing. The camera shifts to a modern garden, where a small statue of a fairy sits among the flowers, hinting at the enduring presence of these mythical beings in folklore and imagination. Today, the fairy remains a symbol of nature's magic, a reminder that the world is filled with unseen forces, both kind and mischievous, wise and wild. In Celtic lands, their tales still dance on the wind, enchanting all who listen with open hearts. Fairies, the enchanted spirits of Celtic folklore. Subscribe to Emgo TV Media for more myths and legends.